Welcome. We're going to flow today and just enjoy the sunshine, get into the shoulders, get into the hips. Lots of binds in our practice today. So if you like binds, then join us. If not, then maybe you'll try something new. So let's start just in easy pose, breathing deeply. Allow your mind, your body to come onto the mat into this moment. Set an intention today for your practice, whatever it may be. Just be open, maybe an intention to let go of things. Maybe your intention is to be present. Whatever your intention is, close your eyes and visualize it. See it in the mind's eye. And then breathe. Allow your arms to rise up as you inhale. And as you exhale, twist so that your right hand comes to your left knee. Your left fingers reach behind you. Shift your gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, come back through center, reaching up. Exhale, twist, left hand, right knee, right hand behind you, rotate. Inhale, come through center, one more time on each side. Exhale as you rotate, right hand to the left knee, feeling the rotation come from the bottom of the rib cage. And then shift your gaze over the left shoulder. Exhale completely. Breathe in, come back through center, rise up, reach up. And exhale, left hand to right knee, rotating the right shoulder behind you. Shift your gaze. Exhale fully. Breathe in, come back through center, reach up. And bring your hands down to heart center. Let's extend the right leg long and practice head to knee pose and stretch the hamstrings and hips a bit here. So your left foot's going to press the right thigh. Shift your gaze over your long leg. Let the arms reach up. And exhale as the arms reach out for your foot. You could also have a strap always. So know your options and settle into this stretch. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, fold. One more inhale here. Stay through your exhale. And rise back up. Breathe in. And switch sides. Shifting so that your left leg is long. Right foot presses the thigh. Turn to face your left leg. And reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Fold out and over your long leg. Lengthening the spine. Crown of the head reaching towards your toes. Holding your foot, your ankle, using a strap if you need to. And then melt the nose down toward the knee. Let the breath surround the shape. Allow your body to settle into the shape, breath by breath. One more inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And rise back up. Let's turn onto the mat now. Come into all fours. Let your hips circle and sway left and right a few times. And then take some circles. And opposite direction. Make your way into your tabletop, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Shift your gaze out in front of you, and then extend your left hand and your right leg. Keep your hips nice and square. Stretch here, breathe. Inhale, and exhale, release this side. Flip your right wrist over, wiggle your fingers, release that wrist. And shift weight to your left hand and your right leg. Extend your left leg long. Reach your right arm out in front of you. Keep your hips nice and square. Keep your shoulders far from the ears. And keep breathing. Find a lightness in the shape. Take one more breath in, and as you exhale, release. Flip your left wrist over, wiggle your fingers. And flip both hands over. Curl your toes under. We're going to rise up into downward facing dog. Stretch your hips up and back. Melt your heels down to the mat. Press firmly through your fingertips, your palms. And bend your left knee deeply. And switch, bend your right knee deeply. Back and forth, pedaling your feet here. One more time on the right side. And then settle, reaching your heels toward the mat. They might not make it all the way to the mat. You might have knees bent. But find a nice deep stretch here and settle into stillness. Tuning into your shoulders, your back body. Tuning into your breath. Breathe in one more. Exhale fully. And then inhale, let the right leg rise up. Three-leg dog. And exhale, release your right leg down. Lift your left leg, stretch. And release. This time, right leg rises up. This time we're going to lunge the foot between the hands. So look between the hands. Step your foot. Release your left knee and the top of the foot. Rise up to your kneeling lunge. Let the arms float up. Bring the hands through heart center. Bring your left hand off the mat. Stretch your right arm up. And if it's accessible, you can bend your left knee and reach back, hold your foot. Let your head fall back if that feels good. Exhale. And slowly release your foot. Bring both hands back to the mat. Bring them to the inside of the foot here. Come to a lizard pose. Let your right knee open. Come to the right side of your foot. You might want to grab a block or two. Come down to your forearms. Let your head hang. If you don't have blocks, you could always come to your forearms. Breathe deeply here. And curl your left toes under. Lift your left leg and really strengthen through that back leg. Engage through your core. One more deep inhale. And exhale, release your knee to the mat. Bring your right foot back to the mat. Come back into your fingertips, your palms. Frame the front foot. We're going to curl the left toes under and step back into a three-legged dog. So let your right foot float up. And release it down. Lift your left leg. And release it back down. Exhale, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, release. This time left leg lifts and lunges. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend your knee, bring it to the chest. Place your foot on the mat and release your right knee and the top of the foot. Come into your kneeling lunge here. Let your hips come forward and down. Breathe. Let the arms rise up when you're ready. Opening up space at the bottom of the rib cage. Breathe into this moment. Inhale. And as you exhale, let your hands come back down. Your right hand is going to come to the right, maybe a little bit past your toes. And then left arm stretches into your twist. If it's accessible, you can bend that right knee and reach back and hold your foot. If it's not, don't worry about it. Think about these shapes as a way to explore. Explore your flexibility, your strength. Explore different sensations in the body. We never force the body into a pose. We just explore and see what's accessible on that day, on this day, in this moment. So be here. Let your head drop back if that feels good. One more deep inhale. And slowly release that back foot. Bring both hands to the inside of the front foot. Inch your left toes to the left. And you're going to lower down. You could use your blocks. You could lower the forearms all the way down. Let your left knee open. Come to the left side of the left foot. Let your head hang. Feel a release through your shoulders. Now curl your right toes under and lift your right leg. Strengthen through that leg. Send your heel toward the back of the mat. Press a little bit more firmly through your forearms and engage through your core. Breathe in and exhale. Release your right knee back to the mat. Bring your hands back to frame the front foot. And let's step the left leg back to three-leg dog again. So curl your right toes under, lift your right leg, lift the left leg up, stretch, and release it back to down dog. Let your hips sway left and right, and breathe. On the next inhale, we're going to come forward to plank. You want your shoulders on top of your wrists, so you might want to extend your hands a little further forward, depending on where your down dog was. And as you exhale, press your hips up and back. Find down dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, down dog. Feel the breath flowing freely, empowering these shapes, this dynamic movement. Feel the strength in your shoulders, your core, and your back. You could also work from the knees. Stretching child's pose, to all fours. You need a little bit more of a restful flow. One more time, flowing forward to plank, and then exhale, down dog. And take a walk to the front edge of the mat. Find yourself in a standing forward fold. Release the back body. Maybe hug around the knees if it's accessible. You could also hold opposite forearms and ragdoll. But if you could hold opposite elbows behind the legs, try it. And then tuck chin to chest. Stretch your sit bones higher. Feel grounded through your feet. Slowly bend your knees, release your arms, let them rise up, reach up, chair pose. As you exhale, reach your arms behind you for Venus, palms press, fingers interlace. Stand up to a back bend, arch open, inhale. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, keep your hands in Venus. Reach your knuckles away from your back. Breathe in, chair pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, reach behind you for Venus, palms press, fingers interlace. Inhale, stand up, back bend. Exhale, tuck chin to chest, fold. Inhale, chair, sweep the arms up. Exhale, reach behind you, palms press, fingers interlace, stand up, arch open. Exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, chair, hips drop, arms sweep up. Exhale, palms press, fingers interlace. Inhale, stand up for your back bend. And exhale, fold. Inhale, release, arms. Step your left toes behind you, but keep your heel lifted. Coming into this high lunge. On your breath in, arms rise up, find crescent lunge here. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to bring the left elbow to the right leg. Come out to first twist. Rotate the torso. Lunge a little deeper. And a challenge here, if you want to try a bind, a reverse bind, you can stretch your right fingers long. Start here. Now turn your left hand to face behind you. Bend the elbow, bring the back of your right hand to your left hip. Now maybe your left hand can reach around and find your fingers. Exhale, one more. Inhale, unwind. Hands frame the front foot. Step your left toes forward, find a flat back, a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, lunge your right foot behind you. We're going to come up into crescent lunge to start. Feet firmly planted. Right heel pressing toward the back of the mat. Arms rise up. Your hips are square to the front edge of the mat. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Coming into prayer twist. Your hands are going to come through heart center. Now your right elbow is going to come outside the right knee. Press. Hands can stay here at heart center. Maybe your right arm reaches to find the mat, opening the arms. You could stay here. If you want to try to find the bind, left hand base is away from you. Bend your elbow. Sweep the back of your left hand toward your right hip. And then maybe your right hand comes around and binds. Keep breathing. Keep your hips square. One more inhale. And slowly unwind. Frame the front foot. Step your right foot forward. Rest in a fold. Legs straight, arms dangled. Breathe in, release your arms. Breathe out. We're going to bring the sit bones back to the mat. We're going to practice seated fold, and then we're going to practice the same pose as a balance pose. So we're going to learn it on the mat, and then we're going to try it standing. Take a few breaths here. Let your shoulders relax. Keep your right leg extended long. Now you're going to bend your left knee. Bring the foot to the thigh to start, but we're going to come into half lotus here. So you're going to hold your left foot, lift it up a bit, and then see if it's accessible to roll the top of the right foot and place it down right at the crease of your hip. Your left knee is hugging inward. Now, if this bothers your knee in any way, if there's pain there, then don't do it. Just keep your foot pressing the thigh, no big deal. We're going to add on here. Left arm is going to sweep around. So think left elbow hugs in toward the left rib cage. And then the back of the left hand is reaching over for the right hip. See what I'm doing? You're looking for your toes. Find your toes. Then let your right arm reach up. And as you exhale, fold. Keep a hold of that bind. Reach over, maybe hooking your big toes, your pointer middle finger, and then forward fold. Keep breathing, keep lengthening. If you don't have the bind, no worries. You could have the foot pressing. You could be just folding into Janu Sirsasana again. Or you could be reaching behind the back, lengthening over. Be where you are today. Open up space. Practice. Exhale here. Rise back up. Take your time. Unwind. We're going to switch sides. Remember, each side is different, so be mindful of that. Challenge yourself, but don't force anything. Keep your extended leg, keep it nice and strong. You want it flexed. You want to imagine yourself standing. That's going to help prepare you for the standing balance we're going to do in a minute. So this time your right knee bends, foot presses the thigh, just adjust the hip, and then lift your right foot up. Use your hand. It's almost like you're cradling your foot. And you're going to bring the top of the foot down to the crease of the left hip. As you do so, your knee comes inward. And settle here, flex your left toes, strengthen through your left leg. Now your right arm is going to sweep around, elbow hugs in by the rib cage, and then bend. So the right hand is reaching towards your left hip. That might be where you are, and that's fine. You might just find your toes. The more you bring your knee in toward the midline, the easier it is to access your toes. Left arm rises up, open up some space here, and then fold out and over, looking for your foot. Hook your big toes maybe, and then lengthen out. Nose toward the knee. Ardha Baddha Paschimottanasana. This shape is in the Ashtanga series. So good for the whole body. Your legs, your hips, your shoulders, your core. Breathe. Exhale here. Slowly rise up. Inhale. Release that bind. And bring your right foot back out. Let your legs shake a little bit. Let that one go. We're going to practice one more seated twist on each side before we stand up. We're going to bring, let's see, we just did straight left leg. Let's bring your left foot across to the outside of your right leg. Then you're going to use your right hand to hug the leg around and then rotate. So your left shoulder is behind you, left hand is behind you. I'm going to give you an option to bind here, so keep that in mind. You can stay here, or if you want to move into the bind, come with me. Right arm, the next place you're at, the right elbow is pressing into the left leg. Now, for some of you who want to try that bind, extend your right arm, turn your palm to face your right leg, and then bend the elbow. You want that hinge bend in that same direction. So your hand can slide in the space between your thigh and your calf. Your right fingers are reaching for your right hip, and then your left hand might come around and find the bind. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. And come back around. Untwist. Bring your left foot to the inside this time of your right leg. I'm going to do one more just because we're in this mode right now. Let's do one more bind, one more fold. Your left heel is going to come close to your left hip. There's going to be about a fist distance between your right thigh and your left foot. So there's a little bit of space there. Right hand is going to start behind you, helping you sit up really tall. And your left arm is going to stretch up. Now, don't let that left knee open. Keep it hugging in. Inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to reach out toward your foot. To find this reach, turn your hand to face away from your foot, and now sweep this arm so that the bicep is hugging around the shin. And at that point, bend the elbow, bringing the back of your left hand to your right hip. Now here's where your right hand might come around. Find the bind. Take a deep in, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Another pose from the Ashtanga series. Forward fold. Great shape for the shoulders. You might try a standing balance, so keep this one in mind too. I'm going to give you a couple challenge poses. Standing up, so imagine yourself here. Flex your right toes. Imagine yourself standing on the mat, holding balance in this shape. Exhale. And breathe in. Rise up. Unwind your leg. Extend your left leg long this time. Starting with the twist, step the right foot to the outside of the left leg. And we're going to rotate. So the rotation always comes from the bottom of the rib cage. Right hand is going to come behind you, helping you sit up tall. Left hand is, okay, you have choices. You can hug the knee to the midline, stay right here. You can bring the elbow to the outside and press, maybe you want to try the bind. So your left arm will lengthen, and then turn the hand to face your left foot. Bend the elbow here, and bring that hand between your thigh and your calf. So your left fingers are right there at your left hip. Here's where you might be able to bring your right arm around and find this bear mudra bind. Shift your gaze over your right shoulder. Keep breathing. Exhale and inhale. Slowly unwind. Come back around through center. This time unstack your right leg or uncross. Bring your right foot to the inside of the left leg. A little bit of space, a fist distance is just about all you need. Start bringing the left hand behind you and use it to help you sit up really tall. You don't want to, never want to round through the low back. That's not a good thing. You want to sit up tall. And then let your right arm reach up. Keep your right knee in, hugging in toward the armpit. And then exhale as you shift and reach right hand towards your left foot. Once you get here, turn your right hand to face the other way. Here's where we're going to sweep the arm out and around. So as you sweep, your bicep is going to touch the shin. Then turn your palm to face the back of the mat. As you do so, bend the elbow. Bring the back of the right hand toward the right hip. Left hand might be able to come around, find the bind. And then lengthen, find a little bit of space, and fold, nose to knee. Don't let the shoulders creep up, keep them rolling far from the ears. Keep stretching the crown of the head toward the toes, keep flexing your left foot. Keep breathing. Stay present. Inhale and exhale. Slowly rise back up. Unbind. Release your legs. Let your knees bend and shake a few times. Just let those go. And then cross your shins. We're going to rock up into all fours. Actually, I'm just going to come right into down dog. So rock into your down dog. If you want to pause through all fours, that's fine too. Take a few cat-cows, sway your hips, whatever you need to feel after those shapes. Settle into down dog and breathe. Look toward the front edge of the mat. Lift your heels, bend your knees, and then step, walk, or maybe float the feet forward. Breathe into your flat back and breathe out, forward fold. Gently bend the knees. Rise up. We're going to practice the standing version of the first fold we just did on the mat. So, come along with me. We're going to start grounded through the right foot. Then bring your left leg. You're going to come into half lotus here. So you're going to turn the top of the left foot and bring it to the crease of the hip. And now roll the left knee down. Use your right hand to hold the foot up there as you sweep your left arm around. See if you can find the bind. Let the right arm reach up once you've found the bind. Breathe in. And then exhale. We're going to fold. Take your time. Lengthen. You really feel grounded through your right leg. You could have a block at the mat underneath you. Your palm could come all the way down. Take your time folding. Nose toward the knee. Balance, shoulders, strength, all those things. But mostly be present. Be here for this challenge. Exhale. Inhale, come back up halfway. Rise back all the way up. Release that left leg. Press the top of the right foot down into the mat. Roll your foot, your ankle, let that side go. Use your mountain pose to recenter. Feel your feet firmly grounded into the mat. Take your time slowly shifting weight to the left foot. And coming into half lotus here. You're going to lift your right foot up. Place it. So the top of the right foot is going to place down toward the left hip. So your heel is actually facing up and then your knee is rolling down. Mindful of your knees here. Use your left hand to help hold that foot in place as your right arm sweeps around, looking for the bind. If you find it, let your left arm stretch up and fold. Exhale. Take your time. If you fall, if you lose your balance, just try again. Remember, keep rolling that right knee down. It'll make it a little easier to find that bind. Keep breathing. Keep stretching, keep strengthening, keep presence in this shape. One more inhale and exhale. Rise up about halfway and then all the way. Unwind. Press the top of the left foot down. Roll your ankles. Shift weight. And take a moment before we move on to something else. We're going to practice a tricky eagle pose. So you can just practice eagle pose, but I'm going to add a twist, so see if you can do the twist. Just see what happens. We're going to start with the left foot grounded, drop about halfway into chair, and then lift your left leg. You're going to cross it up and over, wind your legs like eagle. But you're not going to have eagle arms here. We're going to bring the right elbow down to the outside of the left leg and then open the arms. So here's one option in your twisted eagle. You can stay here. I'm going to give you another option. This one's tricky. Feel really grounded through the right foot. You're going to lift your left leg up and then twist. Bring your right elbow to the outside of the left leg. Open the right arm. Hand faces your foot and then bend the elbow. We're looking for that bind again. Left arm comes around. So you might have found this bind. Now sit into your eagle pose. This one's tricky. And it takes a little bit of practice. You could also stand by a wall for this one. Engage pelvic floor muscles. Come slowly down. Maybe you find the bind and you're twisting. Challenge yourself to breathe. Good. And come out of it when you're ready, when you're done. And press the top of the right foot down. Be playful in these shapes. Don't take them too seriously. Just try something different. Try something new. Give it some energy. If it's not happening, then let it go. If it is, yay, and then let it go. So just see where you're at. We're going to try that on the other side. Remember your options. Grounding down through the left leg. Drop into your chair legs first. Lift your right leg this time up. Cross into eagle pose, but your hands are going to be at heart center. Left elbow comes down to the outside of the right leg, and then maybe the arms open, finding this twisted eagle. You can stay there, practice that, or come into the bound twisted eagle, which is a fun challenge. Right foot grounded. Wait, no, sorry, left foot grounded. See, I get all twisted in my mind too. So your left foot stays grounded this time, right leg lifts. You're going to twist so the left elbow comes to the outside, that right leg, and then bring your left hand through to your right hip. Find your bind. And then slowly, bending your knee gently, coming down to your twisted eagle. Stay grounded through your left leg. Stay lengthened through your spine. Rotate that right shoulder up, but make sure you have a focal point, a drishti. When you're done with that one, let it go. If you fall out of it, let it go. And slowly reset in your mountain pose. All right, I have one more balance, one more bind. That third seated posture we did, where we wound the elbow, well, you know what, let's just go. This is called flamingo pose. We're gonna start, weight shifted in the right foot. You're gonna come into, let's come into a forward fold so I can think about this for a minute. I don't teach this one very often, but it's fun, so let's just see what happens. All right, come out of your forward fold. You're gonna bend your left knee. Bring your heel close to your hip, but you wanna bring your left your left shoulder to the inside of your left knee. And now think about that pose we did. We're reaching for the foot. Now we're gonna sweep the left hand around to the outside of the left leg and see if we can find that bind. Vrichyasana A. Think about lengthening your spine. You can straighten your right leg, awesome. Breathe. And slowly release that side. Let your legs bend one after the other. Now in the balance, that one's not a fold like the seated pose is, but you could make it a twist if you're really, really good with balance. I work on keeping my torso parallel to the mat and just lengthening. So see if that helps. We'll try the other side. Second side always seems to be a little bit easier because you know what's coming. Sometimes that makes it harder. We're going to shift weight, this time to the left foot. Come about halfway down, and then hug your right heel towards your hip. But as you do so, bring your right arm to the inside of your right knee. Think how you were reaching down for your foot. Turn your hand to face away from your left leg, and then sweep it around. Back of your right hand finds the right hip. Now left hand maybe comes around to find the bind. Balance. Lose your balance, just try again. You could also be by a wall. Don't forget to breathe. So it's a standing Vrichiyasana. One more breath and let it go. Woo, left hip. And then bend one knee and then the other. Let that side go. Let that shape go. Nose to the knees. Let's come down into a yogi squat. You're going to separate the feet as wide as the mat. Turn your toes out just a little bit. And now bend your knees. Bring your sit bones down between your legs. Palms press. That should feel really nice on your hips after all that work. And if you think we're done binding, we're going to try another one at least. Let your fingers come out in front of you. Start here, and let your left arm rotate up to the sky. Now some of you might want to bring the left hand back behind the right hip. Maybe you're going to rotate that right arm and bind around the right knee. Keep breathing. One more inhale and exhale. Unwind. Your left arm back up and around, right arm back out. And let's try it on the other side. Left hand a little bit more to the middle, right arm stretches up. You can stay right here. Or maybe sweep your left arm around. Turn the back of your left hand to your right hip. Rotate your right hand. Find your bind here. One more breath. And unwind. Try not to fall backwards. And bring your hands behind you. You're going to rock on to the back body and bring the knees to the chest. Hold the ankles if you can. Roll the ankles here. And then bring your ankles a little wider than your hips. Hold them. Or you can press your palms down. We're going to rise up to bridge pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Slowly lower back down. Bring the knees to the chest. We're going to take a few spinal rolls. Back to the shoulders, to the sit bones. One more time. And then cross your legs. And bring your knees behind you. That was really ugly. I ran out of mat space. Bring your knees behind you. Take a few cat-cows. Breathe in, arch the back. Breathe out, round the back. And then sit back onto your heels. Find hero pose. You can stay here, sitting on the tops of the feet, or if you need a little bit more of a stretch for your ankles, take ankle stretch. You're going to walk your hands back a little bit, lift your knees. So the tops of the feet really stretch. Now some of y'all might come down to the forearms if that feels good. Don't take this further than it feels good. Head can drop back. One more inhale. Slowly touching the chest if your head was dropped back, rising back up, And fold, body over legs. Find child's pose, but actually let's open the knees and settle body between the legs here. Release. I'm going to add one more option here for child's pose. Keep your elbows in front of your shoulders. If you have blocks handy like I do right here, I'm actually going to use them, but you don't have to. You're going to bring the backs of your arms onto those blocks. Press your palms, let your head drop between the blocks, and then bring your palms, your prayer hands up to rest on the backs of your shoulders. You could do this without the blocks as well. Exhale here. And slowly let your arms lengthen again. Using the blocks, you can slide them away. We're going to thread the left arm under the right here. Let your left shoulder melt down toward the mat. Let your left cheek come down to the mat. Actually, if your block is there, you can have your right hand rest on it. That's fine. Exhale here. Slowly unwind. And then rethread the right arm under the left. Bring the right shoulder, the right side of the face. Have a block if you want for your left hand or don't. It doesn't really matter. It's there, so I'm using it and it feels good. Soften here. Feel the release in your shoulders and your spine. One more deep inhale and exhale. And slowly unwind your right arm. I'm going to shift to bring the right leg in front of you. And then sit down. Now you could be on a block if you need a block as an option. I'm going to practice heron pose, but try to have your left heel to the outside of the hip. Move my block because it gets in my way. Sit bones grounded. You're going to hold your foot, lengthen up, and then stretch your leg up into the air. Bend your elbows and pull body to legs. If this is unhealthy or doesn't feel good in your, well, if you're using a block, you're good. If you don't have a block, though, you also have the option to turn your leg this way. Just know your options. Keep breathing. Keep sitting up tall. Keep the shoulders far from the ears. And slowly bend your right knee. We're going to once again take that half lotus leg. The top of the right foot. You're going to hold the top of the right foot so that you can bring the foot down to the crease of your left hip. Your right knee might be floating just a tiny bit. We're going to twist from here. If you're on a block, remove the block and switch the position of your leg. And just take, come with me here and then I'll give you an option. Left hand presses your right knee. Rotate your right hand behind you. So if you want to grab that bind, find your bind. Now, if this isn't accessible for you, your left knee could be bent, your right foot could be in front here, and you could twist this way also. Skipping the bind in the half lotus. struggle. You're binding, twisting, rotating. Try it. Slowly unwind. It's important to know your options because you might be able to go into the full expression of the pose on one side, but the other side it's just not happening. Or maybe you have an injury on one side. You always have to be mindful and honor your body, where you are today. So much more important than pushing yourself to be in any challenging pose. So keep that in mind, but also be playful. We're gonna bring the right leg into half hero. So your right heel's to the outside of your right hip. Now remember, you could sit up on a block if you want. We're gonna just practice heron pose. So bend your left knee, take hold of your foot. You could also use a strap here. And extend the leg up. Keep your spine long. Bend the elbows, keep the shoulders from coming up toward the ears. Keep breathing. Extending your leg, extending your spine. Squeezing through your core. Inhale, and as you exhale, bend that left knee. I'll give you the modification first if you're going to take that one. Instead of having half hero, your right foot could just be in front of your left hip. Actually, bring it to the outside so your right knee is more in the midline. Your left foot just in front of your shin or to the outside. Rotate so your right arm holds that left leg and twist and look over your shoulder. That's your modification twist. If you're in half hero, practicing heron, you're going to bend your knee. Hold the top of the foot and then rotate the foot down to the right hip. Remember that left knee is rotating down and in. Left arm sweeps around, looks for your toes. Maybe you find the bind. Right hand presses down on your knee, or you could press on the back of the leg. Rotate, twist. I told y'all there would be a lot of binds in this class, so if you don't like binds, this might not be the class for you. But maybe that means it is the class for you. Challenge yourself. Do something you don't like doing. Maybe find something about it that you do like. Exhale and inhale. Be in this moment, in this twist. Exhale one more. Slowly release your bind. Rotate back toward the center. Unwind your left leg. Let your legs go long. Bring your arms behind you. Let your knees just sway left and right a few times. And slowly lower back onto the back body. We're going to cross the right leg over the left here. And then bring your feet, see if you can hold your ankles. So you have like Gomukhasana, cow face legs. Gently hold your ankles and bring your knees a little closer to your chest. You could also hold your knees and pull them if it's not accessible to hold your feet. So keep that in mind. Breathe. And on your inhale, release your feet. Let your legs stretch up into the air. Roll your ankles a few times. And then this time, left leg crosses on top of the right. Bring your left heel down to your right hip. Bring your right heel to your left hip. See if your hands can find your ankles. If not, hold your knees and just pull knees to chest. Hold your ankles and maybe gently pull legs to chest. But keep your back body grounded, shoulders grounded. Releasing the spine, the hips. One more exhale here. And slowly release your feet. Unwind your legs. Roll your ankles and legs in them up the wall. And then open your arms and then give yourself a big hug here. Bringing your fingers just under your shoulder blades. And squeeze. Inhale and open. And exhale, hug again, but this time the opposite left arm is going to be on top. And once again, bring your fingers under your shoulder blades. Kind of press and massage them there. But also notice the expansion as you breathe in, as you breathe out. And slowly release. Let your arms overhead, knees down to your chest, feet to the mat. Let your knees just sway left and right a few times. And then set up for your final relaxation. Set up for Shavasana. Let the arms come by the sides. Let the feet stretch long on the mat. Any little fidgets or movements, let them all go. Take the first few moments here just to do that. If you have uncomfortable ponytail or a piece of jewelry that's in your way, make any adjustments you need so that you can settle and be completely comfortable. And slowly let your body settle into stillness. Enjoy the stillness, the softness of the next few moments. Visualize your intention for practice today. And just note whether or not you honored that intention. Think about how you can carry that intention into the rest of your day. Feel your breath moving in through the nose and out through the nose. Feel the softness, the stillness settling into your body. For the next few minutes, do nothing. Allow yourself this time to relax, reset. slowly. Once again, notice your breath. Let the breath come in, expand and open up space in the chest. Notice how you soften and relax as you breathe that breath back out. Let the breath move the awareness down the arms, the legs. Bring such gentle movements to your fingers and your toes, moving slowly. And then let your knees into your chest one at a time. Maybe take a few small circles here and then massage the back body. Then make your way to your side for side lying child's pose, resting on your arm. And once again, breathing here, taking in this moment. And then rise back up to a comfortable seat. Easy pose. Sitting comfortably cross-legged. Bring your palms to press at heart center. Inhale here. And exhale. Breathe in as your arms circle overhead. And exhale as you bring the hands right back to heart center. Namaste.